Steph Curry, again, on Bill Simmons' podcast on the Ringer Network, discussed why Minnesota passed on him in that epic draft where they took 2 point guards, one of them not named Stephen Curry.
When you go to Minnesota, do you have a little something extra for them? Or do you not have any bitterness anymore?
My guy, David Kahn, I don't know where he's at right now, but I don't know if that ever came out. There's a story around, everybody knows how much I love golf.
Yeah.
And played in my spare time and whatnot. I think the word on the street was that he didn't draft me because in Minnesota it's cold and I would be able to play as much golf, so I would have been miserable.
Is that true?
I hope it's true because that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
It was idiotic in the moment. I did a draft diary. I was going nuts. Because if you're going to take 2 point guards, how are you not one of the two?
I don't know.
So here are the point guards that they took. Ricky Rubio, Jonny Flynn to start. There's Jonny Flynn from Syracuse, and then Ricky Rubio, who came over from Spain. Here's the real story of what happened. And this is on the record from David Kahn, a former executive of the Minnesota Timberwolves via SI. In 2009, the agent for Steph Curry told me that Steph's father, Dell, did not want his son to be drafted by Minnesota. No offense. I really need your help on this, is what Jeff went on to say. But he had been handed Steph due to his connection to Dell and told me this was a family request. There would be no visit, perhaps even hell to pay. We told Minnesota that Steph didn't want to go there. Dell then said on the record to Arizona Central, the ex-NBA standout who's Steph's father, we had no idea that they had agreed to a trade. Obviously, they couldn't pull that out. I remember the Suns trying to trade, that was Steve Kerr at the time with the Suns organization, calling me the following morning and saying, don't go to the presser, we have a trade. I'm like, that's between you guys, we're going wherever they tell us. We can't not go. And here's the 2009 draft of what transpired, the Golden State Warriors having Stephen Curry fall in their lap.
I hate to have to do this right here, but what the hell was Dell talking about? I don't understand any of that interaction. First he said we can, it was a family request, but then the agent said no, but then the agent said yes. Then after he said yes, I talked to the Suns general manager, and they said a trade. Trade for who, I don't know, but it's a family request, but then it's mine, but then it's Steph's. What was going on?
He's a time traveler. He knew that this was all going to work out well.
This is totally confusing.
He knew exactly what was going to play out.
So here's exactly what occurred. There was a trade that was going to happen with the Phoenix Suns where they would land Stephen Curry but give up their future assets, the young players that they had. It fell through. Steph then fell to the Warriors at 7. Basically, and here's what happens, and why I don't fault Dell or Steph or anybody, is because first off, they're right. I hate to break it to Minnesota fans. No one wants to play in Minnesota unless it's football. Tell me the free agents that they've got. Jimmy Butler's not one. They traded for him. They didn't get Andrew Wiggins. They drafted Andrew Wiggins. Kevin Garnett, they drafted. Not a lot of players want to go play there. It's just factual at this point. Secondly, the golf thing, it's funny, but this is what players and their camp and also their agents do, which is much like Kobe. Didn't want to go to Charlotte. He didn't want to go to any of the teams. So you know what they did? They held him out of going to those teams and training with those teams, trying out and being like, hey, here's the opportunity. DeAndre Ayton knew he was going to go number 1. Didn't want to play for any other team because he wanted to be number 1 and get the most money that he could. This happens all the time. A lot of it is politics, and a lot of it is just guys wanting to go to a certain destination. And that's pretty much where we're at.
More power to you, Steph.
So, seriously, I don't fault anybody because it all worked out except for Minnesota. Do you guys want full TYT episodes? Yeah! So download YouTube TV and get a 7-day free week trial.